Okay, everyone is here. So today everyone had requested to make pictures of dogs. So I have shared some images which I'll share with you, and we will then try to make these dogs.
Can I just get like water for my watercolors?
Sorry, yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, so we have two pictures of dogs. I'm just focusing on the face and neck, and I want to show you how to draw these dogs, like how to sketch them, and then how to draw features on them. So I want you to observe how I do it, and then you can do it yourself also. So when I look at these dogs, one of these I will show you and you can do after me. And then the other one I will let you do yourselves to just check if you have understood the technique and are able to make it. So let me do this one for you. So I want you to keep your pencils down and just listen to what I'm saying and see how I am breaking up this dog's face into simple shapes. So, everyone knows how to draw a circle, a square, and a triangle, right? So, what we do first is draw a circle for the face of the dog. And though the dog's face is not a full circle, you can see some curves in the face, like just underneath the snout where the mouth is. So you can use that to draw a circle like that, or we can also draw another circle which we can increase and draw from the chin. So there are many ways in which you can do this. I think we can make a circle like this, right? Because the ears also fold very nicely in the circle. So our full circle is going to have the dog's face. Then we will draw a line that cuts the dog's face into half vertically. Yeah, right in the middle there. I'm just making these adjustments so that I know that this is exactly in the center. All right. Now we can divide the lines and the circles into more parts. So we can divide the top half into two parts and the bottom half into two parts. One second. Just give me a second. Something has gone off. I'm going to do this one more time. Something else just came up. I'll do this one more time. Okay, right back. Right, and then we will divide the top half into half and the bottom into half as well. And I'll adjust the line so that I get exactly two parts of the bottom half. I'll adjust the pink line on top as well so that I can get an exact half. And how do I measure this? Just with my eyes, just with my fingers. And it's okay if your halves are not exactly half. We aren't using a scale to measure. But this is easy enough to do. You can just look at the circle, look at the line, and say, okay, is this looking like it's half? Okay, maybe it is. Now, this is called a grid, and making a grid helps you to position different things in the dog's face. I'm going to share this image again so you can see it. Once this is drawn, then I can draw other stuff like I can draw these triangle ears, and they're both different on the two sides, and see how they come out from exactly the same point, which is where the pink line on top intersects or meets the circle on top. That's this point here. So that is why the grid helps. Now I can also make a triangle shape, or more or less a triangle shape, for the nose, which is right here in the middle section, comes down to the middle line, green line, and then turns into a triangle again. This is like a diamond shape. And then from halfway over here and just a little less than half on the right, I can draw these lines which give me a guideline for the mouth, for the inside of the ears, and this becomes much easier to draw. Do you get this? Are you seeing this? Yeah, it is easy to understand, right? Good. All right. Let me take a picture of this also and we can start sketching. So, this is the best way to sketch absolutely anything. You break it up into simple shapes. Everything in the world, in the universe, you can make a sketch out of by first figuring out what the shapes are inside it. Sometimes it's a square, sometimes it's a circle, sometimes it's a triangle. If you see that shape, you know where to begin, and then you just make those grids and you know where the other parts will come, and that's how we do it. So, shall we try this? Okay, so you can make the grid along with me, and then I'll also show you how to make the other shapes after we have made the grid. Now, one good reason for making the grid is that you can decide how big your dog's face is going to be. If we just start making the face from the head and the ears, sometimes we don't know how big it's going to be, and before you know it, that dog's face is going to just expand in your whole book, or it can just remain a very tiny thing over here. So let's try making a circle that is fairly large, because we know that we want a face that's about this big, and you know how much of the face is going to fit on the dog, or how much of the dog's face is going to fit on the grid. I'll keep the grid active next to us so that we can watch, we can study it and make all the shapes. Okay, are you able to see both the frames? You're able to see my page and you're able to see the grid. Yeah? Okay, can you see this line? The pencil line. Good. All right. Now this is our circle. All of you can start making with me. Will you also make a circle? And don't make it too dark. Make it very light because we don't really need the circle later on. After you've made the circle, cut it in half with just a very light line. Now look at how I'm holding the pencil. I'm holding it pretty far. I'm not holding it like this and drawing the line. So when you hold it far away, you can make a very light line, and you can also make a line that you can see where it starts and where it ends. And then you don't have to erase any of this. So we've made the green lines. We made the circle for the green circle, the green center, and now we'll make the pink lines. So look at the lines, the straight lines in the circle, and just put your finger where you think you will cut the line in half. And then just draw the vertical lines there. These are the two vertical pink lines. And then the same thing over here. See where it becomes half. And maybe somewhere over here, I think that will make it half. So I have 4 lines, 2 of the green, 2 of the pink. So I'm calling them pink lines and green lines because you can see them here on our grid. Now let's move to the next picture where we're going to start drawing the blue lines. So the ear on the left side goes down, down, down beyond the bottom pink line. But in what direction is it going? Is it going like this? Is it going like this? Is it going like this? So keep your pencil or keep your finger and look at the picture and figure out where you want to make that line. See, your eyes can tell you much more than you think they can. So you don't always need to have a measuring tape or a scale or anything like that. And then bring a V shape, like a tilted V shape at the bottom back towards the circle, a little lower than the circle, and then back up. That becomes the ear. This dog has got a very long floppy ear. And then another blue line that cuts through the center of this part, this section, and comes down towards its mouth. But a little bit of its jaw or its upper lip is here, so you don't connect this. Now on the right side, same thing. Make the blue line for the inside of the ear. Then that tilted V shape, and these two shapes, the one on this side, on the left and on the right, do not have to look like they are the same shape because our right side and our left side always looks different. Now from the middle of this section, so we are now on the bottom pink line in the center, and from the left side we will draw a line coming towards the circle, the point where the circle and the pink line meet, and same thing on the right hand side. Then halfway up the second set of squares from this center green horizontal line, halfway going upwards to the pink horizontal line, we'll make a flat line and then make that diamond shape. Now this is like a pentagon. It's not the 4-pointed diamond shape. This is the 5-pointed diamond shape. That is what we are going to make. And then right where the 2 pink lines on the top intersect, we are going to make the circle. Now the circles are not exactly in the center of that intersection. They are a little closer to the nose. Right? Have all of you got this? Good. Very good. Now let's look at how the dog's features really are. So when you're drawing the eyes of a dog, look at the shape you get. You get like an inverted U shape on top, a U shape at the bottom of the U shape at the bottom, and then a circle inside. Same thing on the other side. So let's draw this. I'm going to change the sharing so you can just watch my screen. So we are going to make an inverted U shape like this around this circle, and another one around this side. So it's quite round. Remember, it's not too big, it's not very tiny. But if this is the first time you're making a dog in this with this shape, with these guidelines, don't worry about how it's looking right now. We're just testing out this technique. So look at this U shape. It is lower on the inside towards the nose side. And it's not a U shape like, it's not a shape like this. It's not like this.
Ma'am, you can also make it like almonds, like that almond shape. That looks nice. I just did it on my
You
book.
know,
On
just
my book.
make the almonds very fat because this dog has got rather round eyes. So an almond shape would be like this, and that's great. Just make the bottom part a little rounder and make sure that the rounded part of the almond is nice and circular because we have to put the eye inside. So the eye is like a big circle somewhere like this. It's not right in the center, but it is touching the top lid. Then we are going to make a small circle touching the top part like this on the top right of that circle, and let's make it on the left over here because that's how it's seen in the photograph, but normally we would keep it on two of the same sides. You know what, let's keep it on the same side, so I'm going to change that, but I'm not going to erase it. I'm going to shade over it. Then we will draw a circle underneath that highlight. So the circle that we've made over here is a highlight. And this is how, then you can shade this part so that it's a little darker on top and no shading at the bottom. Later on, we're going to color this, so you don't have to worry about shading this. The pencil shading is going to be enough. And the inside circle you can fully color up. Okay, now let's make the upper lid slightly darker like that and draw very small lines going outwards. This is the fur of the dog. How are the eyes looking? Are everyone's eyes looking okay-ish? Okay. Now let's make the nose. Nose is pretty big. So we have to make a like slightly bumpy shape. So start with a small downward bump in the center. From there you will make a upward bump coming to the sides. So it's like a zigzag going up, down, up, but it's soft in its shape. Then come round like that on the sides. Then go inward in a small curve. Here it's in and out. Oh, very weird. Yeah, in and out on both sides. And then the lines come and meet in the center. So whenever you have something like that, which is a symmetrical shape. Symmetry is when you have almost the same thing on both sides. Always do bits and pieces of that on both sides. Now here we have a nostril. How do you draw a nostril? So start from the sides like that, and we are going to make a nostril that looks like a hook. So don't make a full circle there. Just make a hook shape. That's usually enough. And one line running through the center like that. Doesn't go and touch the top, just runs through the center. And in this nose also, we will put a highlight where in all the highlights we don't have to paint. All right, now for the mouth. The mouth is fairly simple. You just draw a lip like this. And then we will draw its jowls. Almost all dogs have jowls. Some have got bigger jowls and some have got smaller jowls. This dog's jowls are looking really big. I think I could have stopped them slightly higher. Anyway, and then inside the circle, my bottom part of the circle has become really large, but I am going to draw its chin like this. I'm not making a line through it. I'm just drawing the fur. And the same thing for the top of the lip. Then around this part, again, we can make fur almost like its circle. And make a line in the center. Now the other thing this dog has is a triangular pattern like that. So that part you can draw with long lines like this. So wherever you have fur, you don't draw lines straight through. And then on the top, you can draw lines going like this. And our face is done. Now comes the head. Is everyone with me? Do you want me to slow down?
That's okay. I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. So now in the center, we are going to make a slight V shape. This is the head. And then from the head, we will draw a line that comes along the circle shape like this. But then we are going to bump a little on the sides. Then one more bump. Because these are the folds of the ears. And then you will make a line like that. It can be a little bumpy but rounded at the bottoms. And then you make a round shape like that around this triangle. Remember this V shape that we made? Goes around the V shape and up. Same thing here around the V shape. And here on the right hand side, I'm also going to put a fold in like that. So I'm going to make this line like this and then bring the line from the back. Right now our dog is looking like a really funny faced dog because it does not have the inside folds of the ears. So that is going to be made like this. Bring this line downwards. It should look as if this line is going to come and join the bottom line. And then from a little below, from here, we will draw the fold on the ear that goes a little closer to the inside line. That's on the right, and on the left again the same thing. Bring it from closer, go far away, and then just bring it back here. And you will know that this is a fold because we will color it differently. I think my dog is looking great. This part of the face is looking too wide, so I'm going to give it a jawline. But here I don't need to give it a jawline. And because it'll look rather funny without a neck, you can make a neck from, let's see where the neck will come from. We can draw it from a little inside of the end of the circle. Remember where our circle ended here on both sides? So a little inside that, you can make a shape like this and a shape like that. And that's done. So that's it then. Now all I will do is erase the guidelines. Do you have a good eraser, all of you? Do you have a flexible eraser like this? If you do, then this is how you use it. You roll it into a nice point like that, and without touching your pencil lines too much, just remove the straight guidelines that we have made. Some of the guidelines can also stay. If you can't see the guidelines, then let them stay. Like many of my circle guidelines, I can't even see. So I am just going to let those be. Only those which are coming right in the middle like that, middle of a section that does not have any of those lines. That's the line I want to remove. And then these lines of the circle are getting in the way, so I will remove those as well. Are you happy with your dogs? Now, is everyone going to paint these dogs? Are you going to paint them?
I think my dog's mouth looks a bit weird, but yeah, besides that, it's pretty nice.
Okay, so if something is looking weird, just study it, because if this is the first time, it's bound to be that some things are going to look weird. And then you can just think about what could you have done differently, so that the next dog that you have to make, you can just stay aware that you need to make some changes. Okay, so now we just have to paint this dog. I'm going to paint the sides of the dog using a a burnt sienna and yellow ochre. Now, those of you who are using color pencils, you can just take a light brown shade and paint your dog. That's if you want the dog to look a little bit like the picture. But if you want to make a blue and green dog, feel free to do that, because this is, after all, your picture. Now remember, the center section
Ma'am,
is White.
Burnt sienna's second row, top one, right?
This one,
Yeah.
third. Yeah. So I'm going to paint.
Ma'am, where is the sienna in this color, sir?
Let me see.
Or what do I mix to make it?
Just look for a brown, a light brown. You should have a burnt sienna in that kit. Look at the brown shades and read the names out to me.
Yellow orange and Bernard, Susanna.
That's it, burnt sienna.
Yes. Oh, the burn.
And the other one is yellow ochre.
Yes.
Yes, good. But Udbhav, do you have these cake colors? These?
No.
Okay, so maybe I'll ask your mom to get these for you because they're a little easier to work with. So right now you can use the tubes, but take very little bit of the tube color, okay? You don't need too much. Now, because we've made these pencil lines like fur, this in that area when you're painting, paint also with lines like that. Don't paint flat across. Just paint them into the fur like that. Now choose your brushes carefully. Don't choose a brush that is too big. Otherwise, there'll be too much paint in your on your dog. And if it's too small, then you'll have to paint fur by fur, hair by hair. That will take us till next year, painting all the hairs on the dog. Once you're done painting the fur, will you all just give me a thumbs up or something so then I can proceed to making the eyes and the nose and a little bit of the mouth also. Is everyone done?
This viral morning routine guy has been lying to you the entire time. And I'm not talking about his fake computer reflection or the way he was in the air for 4 minutes because
Okay, so if you're done with the fur on the body, let's do the eyes first so that our yes.
Ma'am, there's a problem. I covered the eyes with very dark brown.
You colored the eyes already?
Yes, it's with very dark brown. Means
It's
I
okay. Don't
means
worry.
black is not going on that brown.
No, don't put black right now. You have to wait for the color to dry. After it dries, it becomes a little light, and then you can put black. Okay, so don't do
Okay.
anything. Don't do anything to that eye. Let the
Okay.
eye dry.
Okay.
All right, now I'm taking a burnt sienna color and I'm going to paint the eye with this is how I've taken the color a little bit in the color of my fur itself. And I'm using a very thin brush now. So I'm using a number 2 brush. Just checking if my paint has dried. I don't want to put my hand on wet paint. And when you're checking whether your paint has dried, do not touch it. You can just move the book around and see if there's any part that's shiny. Alright, now because we have shaded the eyes, we don't need to shade with color. You can just apply whichever color you want on the top part. So I want to show you how to do a little bit of shading in the eye with water. So I have used my color on the top, and then I'm going to just wash and wipe my brush, and when it's after wiping, whatever little wet is left, I'm going to pull the color down very carefully to the bottom of the eye. So the bottom part is going to look light. That makes the eyes look very lively. I know this can be a little tricky, so do it carefully with a small brush and very little water in the brush. No water at all, just the damp brush. And all of you, I want to know if you are holding the book when you're doing your drawing and painting. Always hold the book so your paper doesn't go all over the place. Otherwise, your dog will start bouncing around. Make sure when you're using the brush, you don't press the brush down too much in your color. Always roll the color like that. It's very important that to keep your brushes nice and gentle. So when you're picking color, roll in the cake, roll when mixing. And if you are making noise like this, that means that is your brush screaming. You don't want to make noise. And if your brush is screaming, then one day it will lose all its hair and you won't be able to paint anymore. So be very gentle. Then don't keep your brushes in the water like that, because that will also damage them. It's like drowning the brushes. So you wash, drain, pull backward so you can keep the tip nice and intact, and then keep it flat, maybe on your rag, or keep it upright in a container. Now for the nose, I'm using a third brush, which is not a big fat brush, not a very small brush also. So this will be a number 4. And what color do you think we should paint the nose in?
Black. Actually, wait, no, not black, like really dark brown.
Yeah, we could do a dark brown, or how about let's try making it blue first. So if you want to make the nose shaded, first you can you can use cobalt blue on the entire nose other than the highlight. And if you want a little bit on the lower nostril also, or actually let's just cover it up because now we're going into the territory of extreme realism and we don't want too much realism here. This is already pretty real.
Cartoon animals. King.
Yeah. Now, while the nose is still wet, this is the fun bit you can do. While it is still wet, you can put some black inside the nostrils. So the color can start spreading. You can put some on the top of the nose where it is pretty dark. And pull it along the sides. So when this dries, you will see that wherever, in some places, the nose will look very dark, and in some places, it will look very light. Right now, everything might look pretty dark, but after it dries up, only the part where you put the dark paint, those parts will look dark. Sia and Kyra, how are you doing? I'm not hearing anything from you girls today. Okay, now here's the last part, which if you want to, you can also do with a black pen. If you are comfortable doing this with a brush, you can do it. After your nose has dried completely, you can make a dark line across the eye on the top. It's almost like the dog is wearing eyeliner. And around the eye also. So this drawing with the paintbrush can be a little tricky. So just go ahead and use a pen. And also make the center of the eye dark. So if you've got a micron pen like this, you can do the same thing with a pen. I'm going to do the bottom part with the pen so you can see how it looks. With a pen and with paint. It looks pretty much the same. Now here's a trick that I do to make the face look a little three-dimensional. Now I don't want you to do this, but I want you to know that this can be done. Okay, so just watch, don't do this. I have this little bit of blue here. See this blue? I'm going to put a lot of water in it. And there's some other brown also. Oh, there's some red also. So I'm going to get like a gray shade out of this blue. Maybe some more blue will be fine. Maybe some brown will be fine. But see how much water I have put? There's hardly any color but more water.
We're just eating colors.
Yeah. So this is a gray color that I use for shadows. And this is how I put shadows. Now this is a little tricky, so I want you guys to be a little careful if you want to try this. The shade that I'm going to make is going to be this light. And always test your shading color before you shade. And watch what I'm doing now. Don't do this, just watch, because your dogs, I'm sure, are already looking pretty good. But I want you to see how my brush moves. Now I want to put a shadow on the sides of his mouth, in the middle over here, at the opening of the mouth, and underneath the chin. But how much color and line work can I do? I can make this in pencil and all that is fine. But this is how I will make it in paint. So I just press the brush down so I get an even lighter shade. And can you see how this starts looking like a shadow? Now watch again. Watch again. Don't do with me, just watch. Here we already have color, so I can only make one stroke. So I will make a big fat stroke from the bottom, and as I come up, I'm going to lift my brush up. This is so light, I'm going to add a little more black in this. I'm going to repeat the same thing over here. So I get a nice shadow there. Very carefully from underneath the line, one more shadow line. Oops, oops. Maybe one more here, slightly darker. So I keep making a slightly darker shade of gray and applying in different parts. So here I can add one like this in the center, some below the eye. And I have to do this very carefully so that I don't remove the earlier color. The best part about watercolor is that you can keep layering and make the shades slightly deeper every time. And I'm using the same color to now emphasize its chin. That's it. Now I'm really done. I'm quite pleased with how my dog is looking. Let's see your dogs. Aha, let's see Sia's. Nice. Wait, let me see it again. Let me see it. That is really cool. Very nice. I like the lines, proportions are looking good. Have you made an underline underneath the dog, the word that you've written dog? Why? Why do everybody underline? Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about underlining later. Yes, oh my god, look at Udbhav's. That is so cute. I love it. Can you hold it slightly higher? That is the cutest dog. Oh my god, that is adorable. That is so cute. Let's see Ruhan's. Oh wow, your dog is looking so angry. Oh my god, that is so cute. Great job. Wow.
That's what I was saying about the mouth now. That was
Yeah. But now we know how to make a dog look upset. That is the cutest thing. Wow, you guys have really done a great job.
your dog is scary. It's staring into my soul.
Oh my God.
No, like after the shading.
Yeah, after the shading, it is really, it's become really three-dimensional. Yes. Abir, Kyra, how are your dogs looking?
No response.
They're coming.
I'm
Oh my God, look
not
at
done making.
Kyra's.
I'm not done making.
Okay. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Let's see Kyra's. That is so cute. Excellent. Oh my God, you guys are geniuses. I am so impressed. And I can't wait to see Abir's now. All right, so while Abir is completing his picture, I want you to try this technique out and try to make the other dog. I'm not going to just throw you at the deep end now. So I'm going to share the picture. I will make the grid for you, one grid at least, because you don't have the picture maybe at hand, and then you can start making the dog's face according to the grid. And Abir, you don't rush. You can just finish what you are doing right now, and you can make this dog face later on. I just want to check if you all are able to do this by yourself. Okay, so here's the grid now. I'm making this grid like this. Should I make it like this? Or maybe I can make the full face. Okay, this is a different dog. And this dog is looking sideways. So I'm going to make the center line sideways. And then all the lines are going to become sideways. So vertical and horizontal is going to become slightly sideways. This is the vertical line. No, I don't think it's going to be like that. This should be good. Then I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to the center line that I've made. This is the only place where I use so much geometry and I love it. Then cut the top into half, bottom into half, the same thing that I did before, but this time everything is tilted a little bit to the right. This comes here, this comes slightly higher. Okay, now let's see how the ears are. This chap's ears are in this part. See? Oh, there's one going up here as well and coming down. Then the nose is almost like an oval. This dog's nose is not a triangle, it's
This city in the US has more brutal rules than North Korea.
an oval shape here. And then underneath the mouth is almost like a triangle. So you have a triangle shape on that side, a triangle shape on this side, and a half circle at the bottom. Oops, not so large. Just touching the end of the circle here. And then halfway up this pink line to the end, halfway up that pink line to this end is where we have the dog's ears. This time I'm also going to draw circles or ovals for the eye. And look at how they are on the right hand side of, again, that square. Okay, do you want to give it a shot? Try drawing this dog now. And we still have 5 minutes. So I want you to test out. This is a test for me. I want to see if you guys are able to use this grid technique that I have taught you to make the face of the dog.
Ma'am, do we have to color in the second dog?
No, not right now, but you can color after. First we'll see the drawing, and once you know how to draw, you'll be able to color it, isn't it?
I think I'm done. Just the next
Okay.
step.
Okay. Let's see then.
It's looking a little bit more like a cartoon.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm going.
And it is very funny
It's looking funny.
to me.
Second, let me just share this image. Yeah, let's see yours above. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's a very interesting looking dog. And you can color him now because you know how the dog looks. Great job. How about others? Who has tried making the dog? Let me show you one more time. This is the grid. And the details of the dog are here. Remember, this dog has got like eyebrows also. These are the details, and this is the grid.
Man, the way like if you go to the old photo and then go to the grid, it really changes the dog. Like
It
this is
does,
really
yeah.
nice.
So that's why you should draw the grid first, and then when we are making the details, then you should look at the original photograph.
Who are you? I am.
Oh, wait. Okay, we have 2 minutes, so I'm quickly going to make this. Those of you who want to, you can make it with me. Oh, sorry. Oh, my dog is upside down. Yeah, all right. And I'm going to share a picture of the dog as well. And let's try again. Now this time I'm making the circle slightly higher. Remember to hold your pencil really far. Look at the angles. And when you're looking at angles, look at what side, like what direction on a clock face this angle would be. I think this would be a little less than 1 o'clock. And if you don't know what 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock is, you can just look at the angle of the line and see if this were the straight line of the photograph, how much should I tilt that line? This is an artist's superpower. If you can make grids, you can make anything. If you can see objects in grids, that's it. You will not, you'll never not know how to make anything. Does that make sense?
And the last time I made a grade was in my math exam, and then I felt like perpendicularly bisecting my math teacher.
Oh my God, that is intense geometry even for me. And I have no idea what that meant.
It's basically when you like cut a line in half with like a rounder instead of like actually just drawing a cross. You have to like measure a bunch of cuts and everything.
Oh
It's
wow.
annoying.
And you wanted to do that to your teacher? Was the geometry so bad?
It wasn't bad. I just don't like math that much because it's always like it's unnecessarily long.
I agree. Even I didn't particularly like math. So when I do geometry, I just realized that actually I'm quite grateful that I did at least so much, but thank goodness I didn't do more than this because this is a lot. Enough.
Ma'am, I have my Hindi exam tomorrow, so
Oh, wow.
after this I have to like study a lot.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that.
Last week when I didn't attend, I had my math exam, so.
Oh, that is understandable. That's totally cool.
But the good thing is, like now for the next 3 months, if you're taking class, I can attend.
I am taking class, of course I am. So great. Now you can
That's
attend
so good.
without any problems.
Mhm.
Yes, Abir, you have a question?
What is the time?
The time is 7:31. We can end class now if you want to. This is my dog and I am going to ink it, so I will show you how it looks after it has been inked. But this is how I have drawn my dog in the grid. I think my dog's face is tilting a little more than it should, but that's okay. All right, so next week I